This is a video for English 5300. I'm Dr. Fleck, or Andy. I'm going to run you through the syllabus really quickly just to make sure that kind of a gloss on what you can already see on Blackboard. So the syllabus, as you'll see, lists, of course, that this is an online course. It's an entirely online course, and so we won't be meeting face-to-face at all this semester. I have an office. There's not really any reason for you to use it, but its office is in Hudspeth 121. You've got my email address, which is probably the easiest way to contact me. If you've got just questions about Blackboard, you can try the help desk or Blackboard. There's email addresses there. There's the catalog description there, and then there's my version of what I think of as English 5300, basically that I'm trying to provide you or help you find guidance for your way through a graduate degree. This is assumed to be the starting point, the starting course for your graduate career. There are 4 texts, in addition to a number of other texts that you'll be finding online, but there are 4 textbooks that you should acquire, and they are Delia D'Souza Correa and W.R. Owen's The Handbook of Literary Research. I believe it's the 2nd edition, yes, the 2nd edition, which has this red cover. Then you're going to want to get your hands on a copy of The Great Gatsby. This is the copy that I've ordered for us, but I personally own a much older copy, but the page numbers are the same. But anyway, a good copy of The Great Gatsby. This is William Shakespeare's Henry V, which we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about together over the course of the semester. So you should get your hands on that particular edition if you could. It's the Claire McEachern Penguin edition. And then finally, Lois Tyson's Critical Theory, a user-friendly guide, or Critical Theory Today, a user-friendly guide, and that's the 3rd edition, which it's important for you to get the 3rd edition of that. I mean, just to kind of explain the basic, the Tyson book has a chapter on different chapters on a variety of different literary theories, and then applies that theory to The Great Gatsby. And I think earlier editions may apply it to a different primary source. So since we're all going to be talking about The Great Gatsby, you're going to want to get the 3rd edition of Tyson. Okay, so scrolling down a little bit, you can see the learning outcomes and assessment. You're going to be able to learn to assess the research requirements for an assignment in a graduate seminar, to recognize key topics and themes in the periods of Anglophone literature, to introduce a piece of literary criticism, to express the basic concerns of different theoretical approaches, to undertake the basic and advanced research needed in a graduate seminar, and to write at the advanced graduate level. I mean, that's a fairly standard kind of thing for what this a methods course does, is to kind of orient you to the advanced level of graduate research and writing. There's a bunch of discussion of various kind of course policies that are worth taking a look at really quickly. There's a reminder about academic integrity. I don't expect that we're going to have to run into that problem, but please be careful about how you do your work so that you don't create any kind of plagiarism issues. We're all going to be trying to comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act in terms of things we'll be posting online. If you have any kind of special accommodations that you need me to be aware of, please let me know right away. I'd be happy to try to help you with those. There are a couple of assignments. This video is getting kind of long, so there'll be separate videos for each of these assignments, but basically there's going to be a lot of participation, and that's going to be measured mostly through your responses on bulletin boards in the online environment. Your first big essay, it's an essay that everybody's going to be writing, is due on September the 27th, and it's a short essay on Henry V. There's a critical anthology of literary history, which is something you're going to be working on a little bit every week from September 13th to November the 29th. There is a presentation on literary history. Everybody has to make one presentation. The due date for this is going to vary. You're going to need to sign up and claim a period of literary history. So maybe you'll want to do a presentation on 18th century British literature, or maybe you're going to want to make a presentation on medieval literature, or maybe you'll want to make a presentation on modern American novels. You have to sign up for that right away. There's a critical anthology of Henry V criticism. So we're going to be reading different articles about Henry V every week, starting September the 13th through the end of the semester. So that means you're going to be reading a lot about Henry V. but you're going to need to locate those articles on your own and then read them and prepare some commentary about them. There is a Henry V research extension with an essay. So instead of giving just a kind of a second presentation in an online environment, and in a face-to-face, I usually actually have students do this as another presentation. But in the online environment, I'm trying something different here. And here I'm going to ask you to write a critique of one Henry V article. Again, you'll have to sign up for the article that you want to choose, and then it's going to be limited, one person to one article kind of thing. But then you'll write a critique of that article with a little bit of extra secondary research. And then the large project due in stages over the course of the semester, but your big culminating project is the research guide. There's a whole separate description of this project online, but basically you're going to be, the important thing to know here is that you're going to be doing something that's not a traditional term paper. You're going to be doing a term paper in some other graduate course, and the research guide is a project that basically runs parallel to that for this course. There'll be more information about that as we go along. Finally, you can see the schedule of readings and assignments, and there's a separate discussion of that schedule, which you should click on now.